Hello, everybody. Give me just a minute. I'm getting everything ready to go here. And I didn't change my category because it didn't change. Stings, wings, and other things. There we go. That did it. I fixed it. Oh no, I didn't change because I changed it and then I went live and it didn't. Sometimes it just doesn't take the change. Sometimes like I put in that I've changed stuff and it just doesn't take it and it's weird. Like I don't know why it does that. It's not every time. It's not even like a consistent like pattern like every third or fourth time. It's like literally like just every so often I'll be like, okay, everything's ready to go. I got my drink. I'm ready to stream. We're ready, and I go to stream, and like the thing's just like, nah. I refuse. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a good Tuesday. I hope y'all are having a good week, and that things are going well for you. If they aren't, that's okay. The week can always get better. And I hope your week improves. I am here today because we are doing Stings, Wings, and Other Things. If you don't know what that is, if you've never heard of Stings, Wings, and Other Things before, well, let me tell you a little bit about it. Stings, Wings, and Other Things is a monthly stream I do. Sometimes I do them a little more than that, but usually it's about once a month. And I come in and I talk about magical creatures. Sometimes I have a guest. A lot of times I have just me, myself, and I. I've had a lot of guests in the past. I had my friend Flara, I had my friend Momo, I've had my friend Prism, I've had my friend Liara, I had my friend Freya. They've all been guests. And a lot of times it's just me. Flara made this book for me. The book that you're seeing here. This is the Stings, Wings, and Other Things book. Flara also made a bunch of fan art for me. Flara made my starting soon screen. Flara made my VRB screen.
Thanks for becoming a precious pebble.
Hi, Atomic. Thank you for subscribing. So I was looking at the creatures today, and like March is weird, and I feel like I wasn't happy. I was looking because like every month I try to be like, what can I do? What are we gonna do this month? What's our creature gonna be? And I'm like, I don't want to do leprechauns because it's St. Patrick's Day, and everyone's like, "Oh, are you gonna do leprechauns?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to do leprechauns. I don't want to do leprechauns for March. That feels weak. That feels like a cop out, you know." And then like there's like people do a lot of stuff with like the hares, and I was like, I don't really want to do one that's just about rabbits right now. Especially in the March indentation, because the whole thing is like rabbits are like just extra horny in March, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I was looking through my books, and I was looking through like some of my resources, and I'm just like, what are we gonna do? And I found 3. And the reason we're doing 3 is because one of the things I like about doing this, for some creatures, there's a lot more lore to go through. There's a lot more examples. There's a lot more media. Like if I do like vampires, we could be here all day. If I did do leprechauns, there's a ton of leprechaun lore. These 3, there's less lore on them, so I can kind of give each of them a little spotlight. And sometimes it's fun to do the rapid fire, like especially when it's just me, myself, and I, to do the rapid fire creatures. So I'm going to go through these. I have creatures for you today from all over the world. All over the world. And they kind of fall into the 3 categories that I think all the magical creatures fall into. We have a scary creature. Ooh, scary creature. We have a weird creature. Just straight up odd. Just an odd little individual. And then we have kind of just a funny one. So you know what? We're going to do a poll. I'm going to do a poll. I haven't done a poll in a while. Give me a sec. We're doing a poll. I'm going to start a poll. Actually, I'm not going to do a poll because it's only Atomic here, and Atomic's just going to vote for what Atomic wants. So we're not going to do a poll. I changed my mind. I'm just going to go through these creatures, and we're going to do it like that. So let me grab the first one. Alright, I can put that away for right now. I don't need it at this moment in time. And I am gonna start off with... Let's start off with the weird, the one that we can't blame Momo for. Well, one of the ones we can't blame Momo for. Okay, and boop. There you go. I'll make it a little bigger for you. And I gotta put it behind me because it's in front of me, and I don't like that. I need to be in front of you, creature. Look at this little thing. Look at it. Look at this creature. And let me see here. Tommy, what'd you say? Oh, you love them? Oh, you know this creature? Okay. As always, I am not Japanese, so if I ever mispronounce any of the Japanese creatures' names, I am not trying to make fun of them. I'm just struggling with pronunciation. So I apologize if I mispronounce this. It is not intentional. So this is called a Kasa-obake. They are a mythical ghost or a yokai in Japanese folklore. They are also sometimes but not always considered a tsukumogami that old umbrellas turn into. The creature is an anime manga, Dan. I have never watched... no, I watched the first episode of that. Okay. So they are generally umbrellas with one eye, and they jump around with one leg, but sometimes they have 2 arms and 2 eyes, among other features. They also sometimes are depicted to have long tongues. Sometimes, but rarely, they even have 2 feet. Let's see. Okay, yokai that appeared as umbrellas could be seen, but in this, it was 100 yokai that merely had an umbrella on its head, and thus a different appearance. So there's like some debate. This creature is like, this is one of those creatures where it's like, people are debating, is it a yokai? Is it a tsukumogami? A lot of people say it's a yokai. Some people are saying it should be classified as something else. I just think this creature is really interesting looking. Let me grab this. They appear in legends and caricatures, and as opposed to how they are a yokai that is unusually well known, they do not appear in any eyewitness stories in folklore at all, and it's not clear what kind of yokai they are. Literature about them are not accompanied by folktales, and thus they are considered to be yokai that appear only in made-up stories. So this little dude just is like, you remember the little critter just shows up. There's like no folklore or stories associated with him. Not like this thing comes out and does crazy shit, and that it's just like just shows up. Little look at the feet. Look at the little feet. They got little like bird feet. I don't like it. I don't like the little bird feet. They're weird. Atomic sending me images of this creature. I don't like that, Atomic. Dude's been creeping me. Atomic, what the hell is that? I don't like that. I'll show you these images Atomic just sent me. I was like doing research today, and there were so many AI images of these creatures. This is my favorite image that I found of it. This is my favorite one, the one that's currently on screen. Atomic sent me this one. You're hyped because you know this one? It's like Atomic. Atomic's like Thor when she sees the Hulk in Ragnarok. She's like, I know him. I know him. So I don't know what this is from. I don't like that. I don't like this one as much because his leg's super buff. I don't like it. He's got like the Evangelion teeth Like he's gonna bite your face off. His eye, he needs some eye drops. His eyes are just like super bloodshot in this one. I'm not a fan of that. The umbrella's too big. It looks like he's gonna like lure you closer and eat you. And he looks like he smells. 100%, this dude looks like he smells. This version, this creature stinks. You'll smell his sweaty, nasty, dirty leg juices. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. Atomic sent me another image. Atomic sent me 3, but I'm only going to use 2 of them. And then like this one's just like Ronald McDonald House yokai, just like comes walking down the street. Like I like this one because again it adheres to, it's just a little guy. He's just a little goofy. He's just there to chill. Atomic, stop sending me pictures of why? Okay, Atomic, all you like is buff ladies and buff men. Every image you send me, characters are always buff. Yeah, I like him as, he's a little dude. This is 100% like no threat. This is just a little critter. He's just hopping along. And unlike like some of the other creatures that we read about, like this dude's not gonna hurt you. He's just gonna hop up and be like, "Sup? Hi, how's it going?" He is like the yokai Michelin Man. Like nobody like there's no stories about him. There's no like folklore. He's just like a little like, it's like, hey, what if he just was vibing? And someone's like, I like his he's like everyone's favorite Pokemon. That no one like he's like that's his whole deal. He's just like, everyone's like, yeah, he can come. He can come chill. He can come vibe with us. We like him. I like his little hat in this. His eye is weird. Okay, I'm going back to my image. I like this one. Because he got like little bird feet. This is drawn by Enshin Kano, by the way, the image that's currently on screen. Let me see. After the war, there was also an interpretation that their existence was once on the same level as manga characters. One possibility is that when they became popular, or when oh my god, this name, Hyakumonogatari Kaidanaki became popular in the Edo period, the storytellers were requested to tell new stories about yokai that were not known throughout society, and thus the yokai were created by individuals. It is thought that everyday objects have an ability to become apparitions over time, usually at least 100 years. These are called Tsukumogami, and some literature considered this yokai to be one example of them, but it has not been confirmed that there are any classical literature or classical essays that verify this. After the war, they became a representative character for depictions of obake in haunted houses, and are frequently used as characters in anime, manga, and films that have a theme based around yokai. I love that this creature has like no stories, and everyone's just like, we like him. He's a creepy little umbrella man. It's just like, let him stay. Everyone's like, what does he do? It's like, I don't know, we can just make up whatever we want. And then like, and you love that because people like telling stories. They like folklore. So it's like, man, people love these yokai things. We need more. He's also in the Jackbox games as a player avatar. I don't believe you, Atomic. I don't believe you. He probably is. Jackbox games has like 40,000 avatars. I like him. I just think he's neat. Like, I'm kind of like the people who made him up, I guess. I'm like, he's just cool. I just dig him. Dominic, stop sending me pictures of yokai. I'm streaming. You're here. I like that this one, he kind of looks like he has a stick and he's gonna go like whoop someone's ass. Like, he's just like, he's got a little stick. He's like walking around. I'm a witch. You send cute spirit creatures at me. Stop that. He just looks like he's like walking around. This depiction, he just looks like he has errands. He looks like he has shit to do. And I respect him for it. He looks like he has a list of things to do very little time to do them. And he looks at all the other, like, yokais, and he's like, you guys have, like, pages of lore and shit you have to do. I'm busy. And then, like, everyone sees this dude show up, they're like, yay! And they're just like, oh, it's the little umbrella man! Yay! And everyone's like, why do we like him so much? It's like, he's just cool. He's just a cool little man. These are not Kasa-obake, but in fairy tales, as an umbrella yokai in the Higawashi region, there is a story that a rain umbrella would appear in valleys on rainy nights, and those who see it would cower and not be able to move their feet. Also, there is a yokai called Yurigasa, the ghost umbrella, that has one eye and 1 foot like Kasa-obake, but it's said that on days of strong wind, they would blow people up into the skies. Okay, that's way scarier. I just like the little happy umbrella man. I don't want to go near the Kasa-obake, which is like, imagine you just see this little dude, and you're just like, oh, he's just a little man. And it's like, no, I'm the Kasa-obake. I'm pissed off. Ah! And he, like, blows you into the sky. The other one would just be, like, just sounds annoying. What's that other one called again? Let me grab this. The other one's called, it's just referred to as an umbrella yokai, where on rainy nights, those who see it can't move their feet. For how long? How long can you not move your feet after you see it? Like, imagine you're, like, going home, you're walking along, and then you see this little thing, and you just think it's like the chill little umbrella man. And you're like, oh, it's just a little umbrella, dude. He's not gonna bother me. And then it's the dick umbrella. It's the Medusa umbrella. And you can't move, and you're stuck there for, like, hours. And it's like, this sucks. And then you get home late, and you get no dinner, and you're wet, and you're cold. And everyone laughs at you for getting Medusa'd by a little umbrella man. I just think he's cool. I just think he's a neat little critter. He's a little interesting. Let me see here. I do have this image. I'm going to put up another image. Give me a sec. I am putting this up. Some of these are more informal than others. Okay, so check this out. This is a figure from a 1968 film called Yokai Monsters, 100 Monsters. Now, I don't want you... Pro hits us with his Shikamaru technique. Nah, because he doesn't even need your shadow. He doesn't even just stay there. He can just leave you stuck and wander off. Look at this. I don't want this toy. I don't like this I don't want it. I don't want that toy, Mr. Krabs. That's not a fun toy. Ugly! He's not ugly! Okay, here's the part that freaks me out. The head and that does not look like an umbrella. That looks like a butt plug. Someone tried to put this in their butt. He's got little baby arms. He got a little baby leg. Someone put a string on him. I don't know why they put a string on him. Probably to retrieve him from their butt. I don't like it. He's ugly. Atomic, stop calling him ugly. It's rude. He's not ugly. He's just a little cute umbrella man. This is my favorite depiction. He's just a cute little umbrella man. I like his little chicken feet. I think this is my favorite version of him. Because he's just like... He's just bedraggled looking. He's just tired. This is a yokai that goes home and pays his light bill. And checks his bank account. This is the working man's yokai. It's just like, I got shit to do, man. I don't have time for... Like, it's like, what about your cousin who, like, freezes people? He's like, that dude does meth. I don't have time for him. What about the guy who sends people into the sky? Oh, he's a complete asshole. Complete raging asshole. I don't have any time for any of that. I have things to do. I do not have time for that stuff. I have to go. I want to look up this other word. Okay, so this is a Sukumogami. Are tools that have acquired a kami or spirit. According to an annotated version, I'm just reading through, like... Okay, because the term... Okay, so the definition is tools that have acquired a spirit. That is, like, the broad definition. Because the term has been applied to several different concepts in Japanese folklore, there remains some confusion as to what the term actually means. Today, the term is generally understood to be applied to virtually any object that has reached its 100th birthday and thus become alive and self-aware, though this definition is not without controversy. So again, asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. We are looking at stuff. I am not Japanese. I am not an expert on Japanese culture. I am doing some research into things, and I think this is a neat little critter. I like the idea that anything gets a spirit, like that's a neat idea. Anything that, like, any tool or thing you have that makes it 100 years, it just gets to be like a little critter. That umbrella looks like it's 100 years old. I have never had an umbrella for very long. I lose them. I lose them very quickly. Don't most people lose their umbrellas? I feel like umbrellas are one of those things that are very, like, you know, you get one and, like, they're really cheap, so they break fast. Or what? You've never had an umbrella, Atomic? Atomic's never had an umbrella. That's very sad. You never lost yours. I don't believe you, Atomic. I think you're a fibber. I don't believe you. Okay, we're gonna move on to... Your mom gave it to you. Well, that's why you never lost it. Atomic's a mama's girl. She loves her mama. Okay, so check this out. This is our next creature. we're going... Your mom is beautiful and sweet. I'm gonna call your mom. She makes the best food. I'm gonna call your mom. I'm gonna call your mom, Atomic. Let me see here. Okay. This is straight some Attack on Titan shit, by the way. I don't like this thing. It's creepy looking. This is the exact opposite. So this is called a Nuckelavee. 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 That's how I'm gonna say it. It resembles a fleshless horse which sports one eye and fins on its leg, with a fleshless human head, torso, and arms longer than normal sprouting from its back. If I saw that shit, I would run forever. No one would ever see me again. I would be gone. Do not, Atomic, we're not going to call it a meat rider. We are not going to call it a meat rider. That sounds like something else. We're not going to call it a meat rider. That sounds really weird. No. Okay. It's a horse-like demon from Orcadian folklore that combines equine and human elements. If one was to look casually or under the cover of shadow in the night, it was thought to have to have the silhouette of a normal horseman. However, upon further inspection, it is clearly not. For the record, Orcadian is they are from the Orkney Islands. It's off the northern coast of mainland Scotland. So it is part of Scotland, but it's like off the coast of mainland Scotland. That thing's terrifying. So they're like, okay, so you're walking along at night and you see, you know, it's dark, you know, or you're just kind of like looking, you're not really paying attention to what you're looking at, and you see like, oh, it's just some guy riding a horse. I don't like that the horse and the man have become one in this image, by the way. I am not a fan of that. I don't enjoy it. Why, like he's just like, and like, the dude's just kind of like lolling. He's just like, Stop calling it Meat Rider. That's gross, Atomic. A British folklorist, Catherine Briggs, called it the nastiest of all demons of Scotland's Northern Isles. Their breath was thought to wilt crops and sicken livestock, and the creature was held responsible for droughts and epidemics on land, despite being predominantly a sea dweller. A graphic description of the Nuckelavee as it appears on land was given by an islander who claimed to have a confrontation with it. but accounts describing the details of the creature's appearance are inconsistent. In common with many other sea monsters, it is unable to tolerate fresh water. Therefore, those it is pursuing have only to cross a river or a stream to be rid of it. Okay, we have a creature with rules. What do we like, Pebbles? We like monsters with rules. We like creatures with rules. This thing doesn't like fresh water, so if it's chasing you, you just have to cross a river or a stream. And hope that it's fresh water. Because sometimes, like, it's not. Be like, Brian, oh my god, I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die! And it's just like, oh. Does this thing just perish in the rain? I presume so, which is bad news if you're in Scotland, because it rains a lot. So, like, again, you're just like, you're out for a little stroll, and you're like, oh, it's some guy. He just, you're like, oh my god, it's not a guy! It's not a guy at all! Ah! And then it's gonna chase you down and eat you, I think. Let's find out. Let's see. The Nuckelavee is kept in confinement during the summer months by the Mother of the Sea, an ancient Arcadian spirit, and the only one able to control. It's just like Atomic. It's a mama's boy. Well, Atomic's a mama's girl, but it's a mama's boy. Or maybe this is a girl. I don't know. I'm not going to assume it's gender. It's a mama, they, them. It's a mama horse. Its mom's just like, stop that. Get out of here. Arcadian folklore has a strong Scandinavian influence, and it may be that the Nuckelavee is a composite of a water horse from Celtic mythology and a creature imported by the Norsemen. As with similar malevolent entities such as the Kelpie, it possibly offered an explanation for incidents that the islanders in ancient times could not understand. So this goes to, like, anthropomorphizing events that happened. Like, people back in the day, like, understood more than I think sometimes we give them credit for. Like, you know, they weren't, but, like, they also didn't have a lot of the information and knowledge that modern people do. Like, we hear thunder and we're like, it's thunder, you're fine. But, like, that would freak you the hell out if you were like, you're the first of 3 people, and, like, one day you just hear like, like, the sky is angry. And then you see, like, a rabbit, and you're like, we must appease the thunder rabbit. The sky rabbit is angry. And then, like, they give it a carrot, and the rabbit, like, goes back into its burrow, and they all just, like, the thunder stops, and they're like, oh, well, that's how you deal with that. That's what you do. So, this creature could be, and, like, water horses, like, there's the water horse, there's kelpies, there's hippocampuses. There's a lot of, like, equine, you know, creatures. Even, like, honestly, the pucks and the what was the other one we talked about? The Doolahans. You see how many, like, how often horses come up, like equine creatures. Atomic, draw a horse. You have 3 minutes. I'm gonna ban you. You have 3 minutes. Draw me a horse. The best horse you can draw. 3 minutes. I'm starting a timer. And timer starts now. The late 19th century saw... Nope, timer started. Saw an upsurge of interest in transcribing folklore, but the recorders used inconsistent spelling and frequently Anglicanized words. Thus, the same entity could be given different names. The term Nuckelavee derives from Arcadian Nuckelavee, and according to Orkney resident of the 19th century, means devil of the sea. The same demon is called a Nuckelavee in Shetland, where it's considered a nasty sea trow or a sea devil. Nope. Samuel Hilbert, an antiquarian of the early 19th century, considered the competent Nuck of Nuckelavee's name to be cognate with both Nick and Old Nick, a name sometimes given to the devil of Christian belief, and with the Latin necare, to kill. Alright, let's see. Stories of the mythical Arcadian demons are recorded in the 16th century manuscript of Joe Ben. who may have been referring to the Nuckelavee in his description of the Orkney island of Stronze. Denizens transcribed much of the information available about traditional tales told on Orkney, but to the extent romanticized and systemically altered certain elements of the stories in the process of transforming them into prose. Okay, alright. Let's see. I'm trying to look for, like, actual stories about it. Okay, here we go. A unique and solitary creature possessing extensive evil powers. Its malevolent behavior can influence events throughout the islands. Islanders were terrified of the monster, but would not speak its name without immediately saying a prayer. It was often found in the vicinity of a beach, but would never come ashore if it was raining. Okay, so Atomic, it can't deal with the rain. It can't come on shore during the summer because Mom said no. Everyone's terrified of it, and it just seems to be like kind of a general asshole. Kind of just a general douchey creature. It befouls the crops. It scares people. It chases you. We haven't gotten to it actually eating anybody, but it just seems like a nasty, awful creature. No tales take form. No tales describe what form the Nuckelavee takes when in the sea, but its appearance on land has been recounted in graphic detail. An islander claimed to have survived a confrontation with the beast, and after much cajoling, reluctantly gave his description of the monster the only known first-hand account. It has a man's torsos attached to a horse's back as if it were a rider. The male torso has no legs, but its arms can reach the ground from its position on top of the equine body, the legs of which have fin-like appendages. The torso has a large head, possibly as much as 3 feet in diameter, that roll back and forth. Oh, God. The monster described by them had 2 heads. The equine head has an enormous gaping mouth that exudes pungent toxic vapor, and a single giant eye like a burning red flame. A particularly gruesome detail is that they have no skin. Black blood courses through yellow veins, and pale sinew powers their muscles as visible as a pulsating mass. That is nasty as hell. I don't like any of that. I don't like any of that. That's all awful. Atomic, give 1 minute. Let's see. Other reports state that the creature resembles a centaur. No, that is not a centaur. Narratives are inconsistent in the finer details of the demon's description. Let's see. Trail Dennison only described a man's head with a mouth projected like that of a pig. What it looked like. And then one dude's like, it's like a skinless horse, and it's got like a guy and a horse together, and it's got one eye and it breathes poison. It's scary. And then one guy's like, it looked like a guy, but he had like a pig mouth. It looked like a guy, but he has a little pig mouth, you know? We're waiting on Atomic. We're waiting on Atomic. Atomic has 26 seconds. 26 seconds, Atomic. Let's see. Their breath was said to wilt crops and sicken livestock, and considered responsible for epidemics and droughts. Seaweed burning to create what was known at the time as kelp began in 1722. The product, soda ash, was an alkali mainly used to treat acidic soil. Although as time went on, its commercial importance in soap and glass manufacture increased. The pungent smoke emitted during the process was believed to enrage the Nuckelavee, resulting in a wild rampage of plagues, the death of cattle, and the destruction of crops. The Nuckelavee was said to have infected horses with the deadly disease known as mortashine to demonstrate its fury and exact its revenge against the islanders for burning seaweed. The infection subsequently spread to all the other islands involved in the industry. The creature was also blamed for prolonged periods of abnormally low rainfall, leading to water shortages and poor harvests. So this creature in general just is like, okay, it hates people burning seaweed, it thinks it smells bad, Like, it wakes up and it's just like, ah, 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 and it just comes out and gives people plagues. It makes the horses sick. It just is. It just. I'm like, okay, this is like a Scooby-Doo creature. Are we sure this was an old man McGregor? Just like out for like, he's like, I'll get all the soap, I'll get all the ash for myself, and then I'll make all the soap. I 100% am starting to think this creature was born out of a Scooby-Doo plot to take over the soap ash business. The soda ash business. I'm watching you. The Nuckelavee is said is the most malevolent of demons in and around the Scottish Islands, without any redeeming characteristics. The only entity able to control is the Mother of the Sea, an ancient spirit in Arcadian mythology who keeps the Nuckelavee confined during the summer months. In common with other mystical sea monsters, with the possible exception of kelpies and Nuggle of the Shetland, it is unable to wade through fresh flowing water. Therefore, it can be escaped by crossing a stream, or in common, in common with. Tamas managed to escape the Nuckelavee after he inadvertently splashed it with water from the lock he was alongside. This briefly distracted the monster, allowing Thomas to run over to a nearby channel of fresh water and jump safely on the opposite bank. I think that's interesting. I think it's an interesting creature. It's scary as hell. I don't like it, but it's I love that they're like, okay, so what pissed it off? And it's like it hates the smell of burning seaweed. I'm like, and that's why it came ashore and befouled our crops and made all our horses sick? Like, yep. And there was no rain. I like creatures with rules. I like when creatures have a like, okay, it can't deal with fresh water. It can't come out during the summer. There are rules to you. I know what you're about. I know what I can do with this. I think it's interesting. I found this other image of it too. Wait, it's way too big. I'm waiting, Atomic. I'm waiting. So this is like the dude getting chased. That's actually really good. Good job, Atomic. Good job, Atomic. Very good job. And like, I'm like, okay, bad enough to see a skinless horseman that's gonna chase you and be scary. In this, it looks like the horseman is giant. Which is worse. Just so we're 100%. I'm like, that's some Attack on Titan shit. That's like the new season of Attack on Titan. They're gonna come out with this thing and be like, here, it's the Nuckelavee. He's gonna come out and eat your butt. And like, no, I'm good. He's the horse titan. I'm good. I don't want any part of that. I'm good. We're moving on to a weird creature. We're moving on to just a funny creature. I'm gonna move over to make some more room. Give me a sec. I don't want to get too near this thing. All right, there. Yeah. Who wants to pet it? Who wants to pet the critter? Atomic, do you want to pet it? You want to get the? You can have the first ticket. You can be the first to pet them. You can be first, Atomic. This, no thanks. Atomic, that's mean. Don't be mean to the creature. It's probably super nice. Let's find out together. This is called a Bonnacon. It is a legendary creature described as a bull with inward curving horns and a horse-like mane. Medieval bestiaries usually depict its fur as reddish brown or black. Because its horns were useless for self-defense, the Bonnacon was said to expel large amounts of caustic feces from its anus at its pursuers, burning them and thereby ensuring their escape. I will repeat that just so we're 100% clear. Said to expel large amounts of caustic feces from its anus at its pursuers, burning them and thereby ensuring its escape. You know what the weird part is? There's a lot of animals that shit on things to escape. And like, that's not even like that. It's like, the thing I love about this art is it's like, this guy was clearly like coming up on this thing. He's like, hey, get out of here. Go away, you critter. And this thing's just like, they drew it with like the gritted teeth. Like, normally like when you have like, you know, the big medieval battles with like creatures, it's like some guy and like, you know, they're usually one or the other is mortally wounded. But they're sort of like epic and grand and regal looking. And then you have this one where the guy's like, I don't want to get shit on. He looks so unhappy to be here. He's just like, I didn't even want to come out here. I don't want to fight this thing. It's throwing duty on me. I don't like it. And then this thing just looks like it's in pain. It's like, oh God, I don't feel good. Let me read a little bit more about this critter. The term is derived from the Greek word bonassos, meaning bison. Let's see. Alright, so the first known description of the Bonnacon comes from the Pliny the Elder's Naturalis Historia. There are reports of a wild animal in Paeonia called the Bonassus, which has the mane of a horse, but in all other respects resembles a bull. Its horns are curved back in such a manner as to be no use for fighting, and it is said that because of this, it saves itself by running away, meanwhile emitting a trail of dung that sometimes covers a distance of as much as 3 furlongs. I will give you $1. I will gift a sub in chat right now if anyone can tell me how long 3 furlongs is. I'll be super impressed with you and think you're cool. I'm gonna wait like 10 seconds to see if anyone does, because I have the measurements and I'm gonna give them to you, but I want to see if anyone knows. Nope. It's way more than that, Atomic. It's a terrifying distance that this creature shits. It's a terrifying distance. All right, no one knows. So, for again, 3 furlongs equates to 604 meters or 1,980 feet. Imagine you see a creature and you go to and you're like, hey, get out of here! Stop eating my cabbages! And it makes this exact pose and sprays its shit like almost 2,000 feet and splatters you. I wouldn't want to fight anymore. I'm going home. I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done with this whole business. I don't care. Contact with the feces scorches the pursuer like a sort of fire. This thing has permanent Taco Bell shits. Just like, again, look at the teeth. He's fighting for his life. He is struggling. He is struggling out here. It's like, the popularity of the Naturalis Historia in the Middle Ages led to the Bonnacon's inclusion in medieval bestiaries. In the tradition of the Physiologus bestiary, often ascribed moral and scriptural lessons to the descriptions of animals, but the Bonnacon gained no such symbolic meaning. Manuscript illustrations of the creatures may have served as a source of humor, deriving as much from the reaction of the hunters as the act of defecation. The Aberdeen bestiary described the creature using similar language to Pliny, though the beast's location was moved from Paeonia to Asia. In Asia, an animal is found which men call Bonnacon. It has the head of a bull, and thereafter its whole body is the size of a bull's with a maned neck of a horse. Its horns are convoluted, curling back on themselves in such a way that if anyone was to come against it, he is not harmed. But the protection which its forehead denied the monster is furnished by its bowels. For when it turns to flee, it discharges fumes from the excrement of its belly over 3 acres, the heat of which sets fire to anything it touches. In this way, it drives off its pursuers with its harmful excrement. So let's talk about like 2 things real quick here. I gotta get rid of that bot. Give me a sec. Okay, bye bot. Get out of here, bot. Nobody likes you. Okay, so normally like bestiaries would have like moral lessons, you know. They would like ascribe like a moral lesson or a philosophical lesson to a creature. Not this dude. Nope. Bunch of guys back in the day were writing books and like, what if we made it poop? And everyone laughed and they were like, draw him looking just horrified. Draw a dude going to fight one, and he just looks like, oh, I don't want to fight this. It looks gross. I have this other image of one. I don't like this one as much, but I'll show you all. Give me a sec. I'm changing images. Poor Atomic. Poor Atomic. Okay, here. This is the other image. So again, some dude going to mess with this thing. Shoots it. It's shitting all over him. He looks horrified again, like, oh god. And the bird in the tree. I'm gonna zoom in on this bird for a second so y'all can see. Look at this bird. Look at this bird just being like, what the hell is wrong with you? What in the hell is wrong with you, sir? The bird looks horrified. The bird looks like they're like, I do not want to be immortalized in a book for being here when you did this. Do not dare. I think they made like the Bonnacon look more regal in this art. Like like it's definitely a lot more like, hey, how's it going? I'm a magical Bonnacon. I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty great. Like, you know, like it's like, okay, yeah, the horns are kind of weird. And then like just for comparison, you have Captain Taco Bell shits. Also, why were you that close to it? If it's shitting fire like 3 acres away, I'm like, dude, don't get close to that. Like, why? That duty is going to burn you. It's gonna go like, it's gonna hit that shield, and it's gonna spray everywhere. It's gonna get everywhere. I hate that they gave it. Look at the teeth. It's like, the Bonnacon is fighting for its life, just perpetually. It needs some roughage. Atomic, feed the Bonnacon a cabbage, quick. You're on Bonnacon duty. I am assigning you this creature. I am assigning you this critter to take care of for the rest of stream. Give it a cabbage. The Bonnacon is also mentioned in the life of Saint Martha in the Golden Legend, a 13th century work by Jacobus de Bourgon. In the story, Saint Martha encounters and tames the Tarrasque, a dragon-like legendary creature said to be the offspring of the biblical Leviathan and the Bonnacon. In this account, the Bonnacon is said to originate in Galatia. So hey, you know what? If you ever feel like there's no one for you, remember, even the Bonnacon, who is a perpetual Taco Bell enjoyer who shits 3 acres and his bowels are on fire, they found somebody, so you can too. There's love for everyone out there. You just have to wait for it, I guess. This is the goofiest the goofiest goddamn image I have seen, and I was looking at this today, and I was just giggling because it's so dumb looking. Let me find something here. I have a friend, and a lot of times we'll look at like just silly old medieval tapestries, and like AI has kind of ruined them because now you have people who just churn them out and they'll be like, oh, it's a medieval tapestry. It's like, no, it has to be like an actual one. It's not funny if it's just something you made, like you just gave AI prompts to it. Let me see here. I'm trying to find a good one for you all. We used to like send these back and forth so much. Oh, here's one. Here's some nightmare fuel for you. Here's some nightmare fuel for you. Let's see. Okay, I found two good ones. I found two good ones for y'all. I'm bringing them up. Okay, here's one. Just straight up draw a rabbit murdering a man and whispering to him, like, what the hell is the matter with you guys? Why'd you paint him like that? And it's just like, I don't know, I like the rabbit doing murders. Like, no! That's weird! And then there's this one. Which is... Snails go hard in medieval tapestries. They're always murdering people. This dude's like, stay back! I have a face shield! He was like gonna go fight this giant snail. Like, it's like he's grinding for XP before he goes to, like, you know, fight more powerful critters. And then he tripped. He just like was like, oh no! Ah! Atomic, what's your rating of this? Do you like our brave knight? Da da da. Ba da ba da ba. Ba da ba da ba da ba da ba. Da da da. Da 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 da. Ba da ba da ba da. He's a courageous lad. I don't think you think he's a courageous lad, Atomic. Let me see here. Okay. Today's stream is going to be a little shorter. You'll give him a mythical magical weapon for his courage. We're going to have a shorter stream today. I did stream earlier today. We played Power Wash Simulator for a few hours. I love doing these. I like doing the ones that are kind of short and silly. And it's interesting because, like, if you look at like the animals that come out of these sort of things, just look at the three creatures we talked about today. Which, just to recap, the three creatures we talked about today were the Kasa-obake, the Nuckelavee, and the Bonnacon. The Bonnacon is like, you know, people see animals and they don't know what to do with them. And they're like, okay, what's that? And like, you know, I've never seen a cow that looked like that. And everyone's like, well, that's what it looks like. I'm trying to find this. I'm trying to. I was trying to find this image. Give me a sec. I'm gonna put it on screen for you all. Alright, check this out. Okay, who wants to guess what animal this is? I'll show you just a little bit. Guess what animal this is. Guess what animal this is. I'm gonna show you a little more. Whoever guesses right gets a prize. It's not a good prize. A gopher. That's a good guess. A monkey. That's a good guess too. I could see some monkey in there. A beaver? Okay. Maybe. No, it's not a beaver. It's not a beaver. You can still guess. A rat? It is not a rat. It is not a rat. A koala? The hell kind of koalas have you been looking at, Atomic? If someone told me that was a koala, I would be concerned for their health. No, it is not a koala. It's a lion. He's ugly. This is like this is like when you it's a meme. It's like when you ask a medieval artist to draw a lion, but they've never seen one, so they draw this. But like you look like we're gonna go back to a less creepy piece of art. I think it's interesting because it's something that links the world. That one guy at the beach. What the hell are you talking about? It's something that links our world and reminds us that, you know, we're not so different from previous generations in some ways. Like, for example, I think we all kind of like, if you, maybe not all of us, I sort of give personalities to household objects. He looks like he stinks. A haggard, squalid fellow. Atomic! You talking about the medieval lion? That's not nice, Atomic. He can't help that. He probably does stink. Lions probably all stink, I imagine. They just smell like meat. Like, you know, maybe you have a favorite coat or a favorite pair of shoes, or, you know, you have a pillow that you really like, or some, you know, you have your favorite pen, and, you know, you give it like a little personality. It's part of your day. It gets you through things. And, you know, attributing a personality to those things is like something that people have done for many, many years. Like, we all have that, like, you know, that object that you've had for a while, and you've kind of broken it in, and it's part of your life. It's part of your routine. You know, you have your favorite pair of shoes, or your favorite ball, or a pen that you really like to do art with, things like that. And that's an example of kind of a similar idea to this creature, which everyone's like, well, this is just a cool little umbrella, man, unlike those others. And then, of course, you have the other two creatures, which are like, that's a weird cow. What do you think it does? I don't know, man. It probably, like, shits everywhere. And everyone just giggles, and it's like, yeah, it poops on people. And they're like, yeah, and nobody wants to fight it, because they'll get shat on. So it just kind of roams around. And everyone's like, okay, yeah, no, I like it. And then, of course, we have the creepy death horse. The thing that came out of hell. This charmer that's like, I feel like part of that is also, I feel like part of this is people probably hated the smell of the burning seaweed. They hated seeing their island start to become industrialized. And, you know, they saw the world was changing. They saw that bad things were happening, and they tried to get through them as best they could. And sometimes the way people do that is by making up stories or giving themselves something to distract themselves. It's, you know, we're all people, and the world is full of amazing creatures. I think all three of these creatures are interesting. I think they're vivid little pieces of history, And I think they definitely all deserve a place in Stings, Wings, and Other Things. So I will be including all of them in our book, Stings, Wings, and Other Things. This art is drawn by my friend Flora. I am sorry that the stream is a little short today. Again, I streamed earlier today. We streamed Power Wash Sim for like 2 hours. I will be back on Saturday. No, I will be back on Friday. No, Thursday. Okay, I'll be back on Thursday for Doodles and Noodles. Atomic, I could be puking continuously and you would still love these streams. I could be up here juggling and you would be like, that was amazing. 10 out of 10 streamer. And then on Saturday, I will be here with my friend Flora. We're doing a Soul Link Nuzlocke. So if you want to watch us try to not die, come here for that. And we're having Discord watch parties throughout the week. Tomorrow is my day off. My one day off of the week. Every other day I stream or do Discord watch parties. And I'll probably end up doing something tomorrow unless someone grabs me to do something. Pebbles, we're going to raid my friend Momo. I almost never get to raid Momo. Because we usually don't stream at compatible times. But we're going to raid Momo. And let me get a raid message going for you all. There you go. Pebble raid, all set. Until next time, Pebbles, I want you all to remember, stay safe, play more games, hydrate, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.